This is exactly why you never get too high and you never get too low. Because with the win against the Bears on Monday Night Football, the Washington Commanders will be in first place in the NFC East. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Full Command Show. My name is Grant Mitchell, and we are here to talk about the Commanders having an opportunity to seize first place in the NFC East. Thank you, Big Blue. Thank you to the G-Men. Thank you to the New York Giants for taking down the Philadelphia Eagles, because those evil, disgusting schedule makers at the NFL office, they don't let us play the Eagles until week 16. We get them in week 16 and week 18. Such a great rivalry. We got to wait until the end of the year to play it. Then it's 2 games in 3 weeks. Starters might be resting in week 18. We didn't know what was going to happen. We still don't know what's going to happen to that matchup. But the Giants said, hey, Commanders, you kicked our tail in week 1, but we still like you guys a little bit more. So here's a gift. We'll knock off the Eagles for you. And the Eagles, having won 20 of 21 games, are now 0-2 in the last 4 days. Guys, we're going to jump into everything that Thursday Night Football's result means for this NFC East divisional race. How do the Commanders stack up? And should we be looking at the Eagles not as Super Bowl champions, but as a vulnerable opponent? Like I said, we're going to jump into that. But before we get there, make sure you guys hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds out of your day. It's the easiest way to support the channel. I know I say this in every video, but seriously, just hitting the like button helps me grow so much, helps me get into the algorithms, and I do appreciate you guys. And if you're excited about the Commanders' opportunity to take the control of the division, and go ahead and show your support there. Okay, let's talk about this. So the Commanders currently 3-2, Eagles now 4-2 after that loss to the Giants on Thursday Night Football. Not just a loss, by the way, a 34-17 demolition job, the most points the Eagles have conceded this season on a short week against a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back. Jack Stark, Cam Scatterbo ran up the score on him. Jalen Hurts threw his first interception of the year. This Philly offense, man, it looks stanky. It looks I would hate to turn on the TV and have to watch that. And I can say that because Eagles fans will say, oh, yeah, I would hate to see us win a Super Bowl too. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the style of play. I don't know if there's any soccer fans here. I'm a Chelsea fan. So when we were winning the Champions League in 21-22 with Thomas Tuchel, but every game was a 0-0 or a 1-0, like, I was excited we were winning, but I'm not going to act like I had the time of my life watching us play because it was so boring and so defensive. And that's how you look at the Eagles right now. Saquon last year ran for 2,000 yards. This year he's on pace for something like 900. Jalen Hurts, some really bad numbers are coming out about Jalen Hurts. This season, when he throws the ball down the field, 10-plus yards downfield, Jalen Hurts completes 35% of his passes. 35% on passes 10-plus yards downfield. That ranks 35th of all quarterbacks. And in case anyone's forgotten, there are 32 teams in the NFL. So what does that say about him? Also, over the last 3 weeks of football, he is completing 21% of his passes on third down. So when you add all of that up, of course, you factor in injuries. I'm not going to take that away from the Eagles fans, but they also weren't a couple of injured players away from winning that game on Thursday. No, they were going to lose no matter if Jordan Davis was on the field, no matter if Quinyon Mitchell was on the field. And also, let's not act like the Giants were injured as well. I didn't see Malik Neighbors out there. I didn't see some of their other guys out there. The Giants went out there and they won that game, and they exposed what I've been saying about the Eagles all season, which is they're winning games because institutionally they are a winning team, but they have real problems. This is an average football team at best. I was going to start somewhere else. I have a little notes. You guys know I jot down notes on things I want to say. I was going to start somewhere else, but let me go ahead and transition into this. So the Eagles this season, they are 17th in scoring offense, 19th in scoring defense, 28th in yards per play, 16th in yards per play allowed, 19th in EPA per play, 22nd in success rate, 20th in defensive EPA per play, 18th in defensive success rate, 27th in third down offense, 23rd in third down defense. I'm not cherry picking stats here. These are literally the best stats that we have. How efficient are you? How many points do you score? How many yards do you gain on average? These are the most representative stats we have. And the best number on here is the Eagles defense, which is 16th in yards per play allowed. So their best metric, they are literally in the middle of the pack in the NFL. I hate playing the if game because in a lot of ways, it tears away the fabric of sports. If you say, oh, this didn't happen, if this didn't happen, well, guess what? Those things did happen, and that's how sports go. However, the Eagles are putting that to the test this season because if we do venture down that rabbit hole, we do look at the ifs. If the Eagles don't block 2 field goals in the fourth quarter against the Rams, they lose that game. They're 3-3. If they don't block a punt and return it for a touchdown, they probably lose to the Buccaneers. That's 2-4. And if Travis Kelce doesn't drop an open touchdown in the end zone, which he bobbles and it turns into an interception, the Chiefs probably beat the Eagles. So we are really 3 plays away from the Eagles being potentially 1-5 this season. The stats will tell you it. The performances will tell you it. The players will tell you it. A.J. Brown, goodness. You guys heard, I'm sure you've all heard that Saquon, A.J., and Jaylen had this hours-long meeting during the middle of the week. Well, I hear A.J. Brown at the press conference after the game saying, what meeting? I don't recall that happening. So either he doesn't want to talk about it or maybe it didn't happen at all. Maybe it's a bunch of made-up nonsense. Devontae Smith, who is not someone who seeks drama, he's frustrated. He's finally coming out and saying it. So this team, the numbers don't look good. The performances don't look good. That what's coming out of the locker room from the players doesn't sound good. This team has serious problems and how quickly things can change. The Commanders were 2-2. Their starting quarterback, their starting receiver weren't available. Several other key injuries, big injuries on the defense, offensive line changes. Eagles are 4-0. Model of consistency. They never lose. Now here we are, week and a half later. If the Commanders win on Monday night, they are the cream of the crop in the NFC East through 6 weeks of action. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we get to the end of Monday night and you look at the Commanders having seen Jayden play the worst game of his career against the Packers, having seen him miss 2 games with an injury, having seen Terry McLaurin miss 3 games, having seen Noah Brown miss 3 games, having seen Brandon Coleman get benched and put inactive, Nick Allegretti get benched, Dietrich Wise out for the season, Jonathan Jones on IR, all of this going on, and they would be ahead of the Eagles in the division? The New York Giants just opened the door for the Commanders, and they need to run through that thing like the Kool-Aid man. There needs to be no hesitation, no stone unturned. You need to put everything you have into winning, not just this Bears game, of course, but specifically, let's get the ball rolling. You did that against the Chargers, but this is where the tides can turn. This is where you can take control of the division. And from that point on, you are the hunted. And while this Commanders team has been great as the hunters, we haven't really seen them as the hunted so far this season. Maybe it gives them a little bit of confidence. We're going to act like guys like Deebo Samuel and Javon Kinlaw, they don't come from winning institutions. They don't know what it's like to get the best shot from everybody else on their schedule. And I'll be honest, I want Jayden Daniels front running. I want him to look around and say, I'm a Heisman winner. I'm the rookie of the year. Now my team is the one to beat. And we're going to open this playbook up. I'm going to air the ball out. Bill is winning rookie of the weeks. Yeah, we're confident. We believe in this, in what we're building here in Washington, and this is proof of it as we stand atop of the standings. Now, the upcoming schedule for the Commanders. They got the Bears on Monday Night Football. It's a short week because you're playing Sunday at Cowboys. I think the Commanders are better than the Cowboys, but Dak Prescott, gotta give credit where it's due, man. He's playing at a near MVP level. The Cowboys do have the worst defense in the NFL, so gotta see a lot of points there. But you win those 2 games. You got the Chiefs at Chiefs on Monday Night Football after that. And then you host the Seahawks for Sunday Night Football. If you are a serious contender, you win a minimum of 3 of those games, if not all 4. Realistically, that's where it should be. And then you've got the Lions. You're hosting the Lions after that. So if this team is serious contenders, I will say they have to win 4 of those 5. Now, it's going to be difficult. But when you have the quarterback, you have the head coach, now you have the running back, now you have the offensive line, the defense looks like it's getting better. These are the moments where champions are built. It's not easy for anybody to go win a championship. So we shouldn't be waiting for handouts. You just get an opportunity. And what great teams do when they get opportunities, when other teams make mistakes, they take advantage of them. They don't have to be at their best, but they will take advantage of mistakes. And with the Giants exposing the Eagles making that mistake, this is the Commanders' opportunity to put their foot on their neck and take control of the race. In case you were wondering, the Eagles' next 4 games at Vikings, they get the Giants again. The NFL schedule makers, why there's 2 instances this season in which the Eagles are playing the same opponent twice in 3 weeks. They get the Giants in week 6 and 8 and the Commanders in week 16 and 8. Why? Why is that a thing? But the Eagles' next 4 games at Vikings, Giants, at Packers, Lions. So they're probably over there telling themselves the same thing. Hey, we got to win at least 3 of these. Really, we got to win 4 of these because they're going to back themselves to beat the Vikings and the Giants. It's at Packers, Lions. 2 difficult games, but you got to win those. So all of a sudden, this looks like a very close race for the NFC East division title. According to FanDuel Sportsbook, and this is not gambling advice, got to put that out there for YouTube's policy guidelines, but the Eagles now have minus 125 odds to win the NFC East. That gives them a 56% chance. The Commanders are plus 125, which is a 36% chance. If they win on Monday Night Football, you're going to see some movement. I imagine they get closer to plus 100 or so. Eagles drop down maybe to like minus 115, minus 110. And at that point, still a slight favor for the Eagles, but nearly a coin toss, nearly a 50-50 coin flip there. So we will see what happens, but it all starts on Monday Night Football. You already really wanted to win this game against the Bears. Now it's a must-win. There's no other way around it. This is a must-win for the Washington Commanders against the Bears team, which they're coming to win, okay? They're coming off of a bye week. Caleb Williams is from D.C. They obviously have got the pain of last year. They've got the bad taste in their mouth of that Hail Mary. But this is a Bears team that you can beat, man. The biggest selling point is they have the number 1 third down defense in the NFL. But other than that, they've been really inconsistent after the first quarter. I touched on it on a previous video, but they give up 6.1 yards per carry. That's the highest in the history of professional football since 1934, since the Cincinnati Reds, who are now a baseball team. That's the defense you're going against with Jayden Daniels under the bright lights. And I said that I think this will be a run-first game, but you do have Jayden Daniels. And Jayden Daniels is better than Caleb Williams. And he is better than nearly every quarterback in the NFL. And when you see how Jalen Hurts just completely spit the bit last night, then you got to go out there on Monday night and you have to make that your moment and your opportunity. Look, Jayden, obviously he missed 2 games. He missed the Falcons game. He missed the Raiders game. He entered the year 5th in MVP odds. Everybody's expecting the surge. He didn't start the year great. He missed 2 weeks. Rough first quarter against the Chargers. From that point on, he was sensational. If he carries that into this Bears game, and then the Commanders win the Cowboys game, and he's good there, and you see it start to roll. First of all, the whole narrative about a sophomore slump, that's going to be completely out the window. But now we're going to start to have legitimate conversations about, can the Commanders win the NFC East? Is Jayden Daniels the league MVP? Is Jayden Daniels disrupting the Big Four with Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow? Is he disrupting the Big Four? I don't know. But that is on the cards for this crucial stretch of the Commander season. I really wish we got to play the Eagles early in the year. Seriously, division stakes aside, Commanders fan allegiance aside, Commanders-Eagles looked like one of the best up-and-coming rivalries in the NFL. Not that they weren't already rivals, but as far as what neutral fans could buy into, how we're all bought into Chiefs versus Bills at this point. We used to be bought into Chiefs versus 49ers. It looked like the whole NFL landscape was going to be able to buy into Commanders versus Eagles. Schedule makers don't put them on the schedule until week 16. And then, like I said, 2 and 3 weeks where you just saw each other. And then it's a week 18 game where you guys might be resting your starters. That's so bad by the NFL. It really is. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. I really wanted to come up on here and just speak to you guys as a fan, but then also give an honest truth about the Eagles. There's a couple of Eagles fans who love commenting on my videos, and that's fine. Like, you guys are welcome here, but I don't want anybody to be deluded. I don't want anybody to look at this Eagles team and think that they are the same team they were last year. No, they're not even close. Saquon's averaging 3.1 yards per carry. Jalen Hurts, as soon as they let him throw the ball, they start losing games. A.J. Brown's not happy. Devontae Smith isn't happy. The defense is average, but it's not historic like it was last year. They've got problems. And so what I want you guys to do is go to the comment section. I want you all to let me know your honest thoughts and opinions on how you view the Commanders versus the Eagles. And then also, what do you think the chances are that the Commanders will win the NFC East? I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. Make sure you do that for me. Also, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're new around here as well. To the returning viewers, love you guys. Appreciate you as always. But that's going to do it for me here. I will catch you in the next one. Have a great day.